trap straight to a penthouse, Miami Beach. Hey, yo, talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to defeat. They don't want it. I peek, these niggas all sweet. Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the whip, put it up for my seeds. No care for the IG, just no care. Anything for clout. They do anything for clout. Do anything for clout.
What it do, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with a new Spill the Tea video. So, reports literally just came out tonight as I was filming that Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty's accuser, Jennife Hough, has submitted evidence from their 1994 trial, honey, which includes photos, medical exam records, and a transcript of Kenneth Petty's guilty plea. Ooh. So, the Daily Beast reports Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, has yet to settle the sexual assault lawsuit that Jennife Hough brought against him in 2021. Now, Ho's legal team has submitted new evidence from her original 1994 case with the Queens County Supreme Court, in which Petty ultimately pleaded guilty to attempted rape in the first degree. In a letter to the court filed Friday, Ho's attorney Tyrone Blackburn writes that the plaintiff initially requested the 1994 court records at the start of her litigation, but that due to the age of the requested records, the Queens District Attorney's Office took a long time to retrieve, review, redact, and produce the records. The 1994 incident occurred when both Petty and Hough were 16 years old. The newly submitted exhibits includes photographs of injuries to a young Hough's face, neck, and sides, as well as a police laboratory analysis report stating that Hough's underwear and 2 vajayjay smears were positive for the presence of spermatozoa. As you can see in this photograph of Jennifer when she was 16, there are marks on her neck and a big mark on her cheek. And it looks like there might be even like a scratch or something on the other cheek. This is very chilling to see. Okay. These are things that in a normal context would be, he said, she said, Blackburn told the Daily Beast. Now you have the photos to prove it. And she made these statements without the benefit of having these documents to revert back to. So clearly her trauma is very real. Petty's attorney, Stephen David Accuser, did not respond to the Daily Beast's emailed request for comment. When reached by phone, he declined to comment. When asked what she hopes to demonstrate with these new documents, Jennifer told the Daily Beast that she just wanted to show proof that I didn't lie on this man. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. When it happened, I went to the police. I went to the hospital. I had a SMAPE kit done. According to New York State's SMEX offender registry, Petty was convicted of attempted SMEX in the first degree in 1995 for a crime that occurred on September 16th, 1994. It was on that date that Jennifer's 2021 complaint alleges that Petty sexually assaulted her at knife point in his bedroom. Eventually, Jennifer alleges she was able to escape by throwing a bottle of contact solution at Petty's head. At the time, Jennifer said she did not have any adults in her family to advise her or to accompany her to the hospital after the alleged assault. Back in 2021, a childhood friend of Jennifer's confirmed to the Daily Beast that they'd picked up Jennifer from the hospital. I had no kind of guidance at all in my corner, Jennifer said, so I went through that by myself. Jennifer first spoke out against Petty in a YouTube video posted in November 2020. Her lawsuit against Petty, filed in August 2021, alleged that third parties connected to Petty had begun pressuring her to recant her story through bribes and threats. In a declaration filed on November 22nd, 2021, Petty claimed that the 1994 encounter between himself and Jennifer was consensual. I did not force plaintiff into a house. I did not force the plaintiff to have schmecks with me, and I did not schmexually or physically assault plaintiff in any way, nor did I ever threaten plaintiff, the filing reads. I pled guilty to attempted bape despite my innocence because I was a scared 16-year-old kid and was told that my sentence would be 20 years to life if I did not plead guilty to attempted bape. Petty's declaration also denies that he ever harassed Hough directly or indirectly or asked others to do so. According to a status report Blackburn filed to the court at the end of May, Jennifer and Petty were unable to settle during private mediation. The case has now entered discovery with a fact-finding deadline set for December 12th, according to the case docket's report. An in-person status conference is set for September 27th. The newly submitted records include a complaint report dated September 16th, 1994, the day Jennifer alleges that Petty assaulted her because she ran to school to report the crime. The report states that Hough was walking to school before the incident occurred and adds that Petty put a blunt object into her back and told her keep walking. After hearing a clicking noise, the report states Jennifer assumed the object was a pow-pow and complied. After the alleged assault, the report notes that Hough said she struck the perp with a plastic bottle, causing him to fall, at which point she fled. The newly submitted documents include photographs of both a large bottle of contact solution and a long, the latter of which tested negative for blood, according to the same police laboratory analysis report that found sperm on boxer shorts collected from Petty. Blackburn told the Daily Beast that until the Queens District Attorney's Office recently handed over the documents, Jennifer did not have any records from her original case. All she had was her lived experience, Blackburn said. And her lived experience is corroborated by the evidence from 1994, the evidence that was taken the day of the incident, not a week later, not 2 days later, not a day later. When asked what it's like to see all of these old documents now, Jennifer replied that the photos hit her the hardest. It just brought back what it was like to be me at that time, and it was a pretty scary time, she said. When I look at this stuff, when I have to talk about this stuff, it feels like I'm back in it, Jennifer added. It feels like I'm in a tornado and I'm trying to get out of it, and my leg just keeps getting stuck. Among the newly submitted documents is an arrest worksheet that states Petty was charged with BAPE, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal possession of a schmeppin on September 16, 1994. An intake bureau record states that during the alleged assault, Hough claimed Petty pulled at her clothes, pinched at her sides, and choked her. Yeah. The record notes visible bruises, presumably those shown in the photograph of a 16-year-old Jennifer, also dated September 16, 1994. After hitting Petty with a bottle and escaping, the intake bureau record states that Jennifer said she went to her school. Police recovered a large bottle of contact lens cleaner, bed sheets, and clothing from Petty's home where the incident allegedly took place. An indictment with the handwritten date September 21st, 1994 lists 5 counts against Petty: BAPE in the first degree, schmexumal abuse in the first degree, unlawful imprisonment in the second degree, assault in the second degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree. According to Hough, Petty and his camp aren't budging, largely because of a typewritten letter from the 1994 case that she insists she did not write. The Daily Beast has reviewed the notarized letter, which states that while Petty did not bape Hough, he allegedly refused to let her leave his home until she had schmecks with him, even after she'd said no. Wait a minute, what? The Daily Beast has reviewed the note which states that while Petty did not, he allegedly refused to let her leave his home until she had, even though she said no. Well, don't that sound like that to me? Okay, anywho, Hough can't remember who typed the letter or how it came about, and she denies ever writing it. It was something that I was forced to sign, she said. It's not recanting what happened. It's basically trying to say in a nice way he wouldn't let me leave unless I had schmecks with him. So I had schmecks with him so I can leave. But that's still coercing. I don't know, child. The letter states that Jennifer would like to drop the charges against Kenneth Petty and claims that the bruises photographed on her neck were hickeys that I got the day before from someone else. While Hough has repeatedly insisted that she and Petty were never in a relationship, the letter states that she used to go out with him. According to the letter, Hough accompanied Petty voluntarily to his home where they allegedly began making out. But then the letter states they got into an argument that turned physical. I told him I wanted to leave, but he wouldn't let me because he said I was too upset. The letter states he asked to make love with me again. I said no. Eventually, the letter states Petty told me if I would have schmecks with him, I can leave. So I did because I was already late for school and I just wanted to leave. At school, the letter continues, a friend told Jennifer to go to the office and tell them I was baped because even if I had schmecks with him the first time, I didn't want to have schmecks the second time. The Daily Beast has reviewed video footage of Petty's police interrogation, which took place on September 16, 1994. At the time, Petty claimed that although he saw Jennifer that morning, they only encountered each other in passing. He told police he had not had schmecks with Hough or anyone else that day. Court records indicate that the boxers he turned over to police tested positive for spermatozoa. So they caught him in a lie because he said that he didn't have schmecks with her or anybody else that day, but then his boxers proved otherwise. So it's seeming like what she's saying is true. So, okay. During a hearing on April 5th, 1995, a court transcript reviewed by the Daily Beast indicates that Petty withdrew his not guilty plea and instead pleaded guilty to the charge of attempted bape. Before the alleged threats against her, Jennifer said, I didn't feel the need to prove who Petty was, what kind of person he was. She insisted that she did not come forward for clout, but out of fear for her life due to the alleged threats she'd received for months after Petty's arrest in March 2020 for failing to register as a schmecks offender in the state of California. Jennifer alleges that she was forced to move 3 times before she posted her initial YouTube video claiming that she had endured a harrowing experience. Her final move allegedly pushed her to a different state, separating her from her 22-year-old daughter. Jennifer said that at the time she'd chosen to return to a abusive former partner whose residence she has since left. She said she'd hoped that his controlling behavior would offer her some protection. As she described her reasoning, Jennifer's voice began to quiver. I went to stay with him because I thought because of how controlling he was that nobody would be able, that nobody would be able to get to me with him, she said. Jennifer added that she wound up putting myself in more danger being there with her ex. But I put the video out in case something happened to me. At this point, Jennifer says she feels as though this ordeal will never really be over because her name seems inextricably linked with Petty's. For me, it's been HE double hockey sticks, she said, of the past few years. When I was 16, nobody believed me, and now it feels the same. It feels like I'm fighting for my character. In bringing these new documents, Jennifer says she hopes that those who will that still support Petty will see that he did what he did. The reason why he has to register is because he's guilty, Jennifer said. You don't get to bully people into doing what you want them to do so you can look good. Wow. Okie dokie. That is a lot, honey. So based off everything that you've read, what do you guys think? Who do you agree with? Do you think that he actually did this? Does this photograph of her wounds prove anything to you? Some could say that they are passion marks. Others could say they are bruises. What do you think after hearing all of the evidence? For me, based off everything that was said in the court documents back then, from both parties, it seems like something non-consensual happened between them. The fact that he lied and said that he hadn't had smecks with nobody that day was the nail in the coffin for me. So yeah. Let's talk about it down below, y'all. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.